Hello everyone, my name is Damian Krasinski, the owner and operator of dkfilmstudios, and today we're doing our very first development log. The reason why I'm doing this is because the amount of uploads, the schedule, I want to try to get a bit more out there, and the best way to do that is by letting you guys know what's going on, so you guys know what we're working on, and help us grow, essentially. How are we going to be doing this development log? So we've got 6, maybe 7 stages in the process that we have. So how we're going to do this is we're going to quickly go through what we have, order-wise. We're going to then go into the projects for this devlog, and then we're going to kind of look at our tracker we have set up and discuss that. So we have pre-development, development, pre-production, production, post, ready to release, and released. What counts as pre-development? Pre-development is basically, I'm starting to figure things out, like the story, getting that idea down. I'm starting to think of like what the look I want. I will note with pre-development projects that they will take a while to get to development. It's just depending on how many projects I've got started at the time, what's happening in my life, what I'm doing. So I will, if it hasn't been mentioned in a while, just know I'm probably trying to work on it, but, I can't make any promises. I have something that is going to happen, but we'll see, Then we've got development. Development is when I'm on, like, the 3rd draft of a script. I have confidence that this film is going to be made. I've started figuring out the look that I want, and I also have a title for it figured out as well. For pre-production, it starts when I've got a producer signed on and have met with him to figure things out and the timeline for it. We've got a budget. We have started our search for actors. Location scouting has begun. And the rest of the crew is being looked for as well. A lot's probably going to be happening in this stage. I am really excited to share what we've got coming up. And once we get to the stage, you are definitely going to be... there's definitely some good stuff coming. Production. Production starts a week or 2 before we actually start filming. So there's just some things we have to address, like food, getting the remaining equipment, prepping all the equipment, making sure it's all ready to go, stuff of that nature, figuring out how we're going to get people there, we're at least having it all on the play, getting all the last minute details we need ready. Post happens afterwards. We've got to get equipment. If we've rented anything, we will rent it back. We gotta get the footage off to the editor, deal with any food we have left over, that kind of stuff. Then when we get it, when it's ready to be released, the film is up on YouTube, prepped, ready to go. Just needs to be, premiered. And the thumbnail, description, and posts regarding it are being made, or have already been made, essentially. So once those are pretty much good to go, we will have entered ready for release, and we will be going from there. We should hopefully have at some point soon a film that's in the ready to release stage, so you can kind of get an idea of what that's all about. And then released is when it's out on YouTube, and it gets moved from our development tracker to our release tracker. Now I'll explain what the release tracker is real soon after we go through what has happened for this at the moment. So we have 3 films in pre-development. The first film we have, and the reason why I'm looking over is because I've got a monitor that I have all my notes on, and I will go from there. So, we have for our first film, an untitled sci-fi short film. I am currently working out the story for it. I've got some ideas. I kind of know what I want to go with it, but I need to figure things out, hammer a couple things out, make it all work, and once I get that, I'll note that. I haven't gotten to this writing of the script. Again, still figuring out the story. Once I figure that out, I think that'll be good. I feel like this is something that'll be doable. We'll be able to make it. Hopefully, of course, I'd love to make this. I'd love to make all my ideas, but we're gonna get there eventually. Hopefully, but we'll get there. I will get there. It is inspired by 2001: A Space Odyssey. So if you've seen that movie, you might have an idea of what I'm trying to go for, but might not, so we'll discuss, but we'll get more into that once we reach the development stage. It may have a sequel, not sure. Now, this all depends on how I go about writing it, and if I feel like I should. How it ends is going to be in an interesting way, and I could either just give up on it, does not continue it, or if I really feel like it, we will have to see we'll see, of course. The next one we have is an untitled action short film. The story has been worked out. I need to write the script, and I feel like it should be doable as well. Now, I don't know how to do stunt coordinating and all that, so I'm probably going to get some people to help me with that, because I would like to actually know how to do this so we can actually make this film. I really like the concept for this one. I don't want to get too deep, but it's going to be kind of a black and white kind of deal. That's my thinking, I hope, with it. We'll have to see, of course, when I go to make it, but, we'll get there. And the last film to announce here is an untitled superhero short film. I need to work out the story. It's just a bunch of vibes right now. I really want to hammer this out. I think it'd be really fun to do as well, especially with how tiring the current superhero films are. Don't get me started on that. I am looking to make it a comedy, but that might change. Like I said, the vibes kind of have given me some comedic moments mainly, but I want to see what else I can do with it. Depending on what I want to do, we will go from there. I may make more than one. It all depends on what we have. Depends on what happens and if I'm up to doing more. So, that is the end of what's in pre-development. Now on to development. This is what we have currently in development. The film is called Bad Neighbors. It is going to be a music video in the genre of Hard Boss. If you've seen my music video Big Business, which I think it's up in this corner. If not that, there'll be an annotation up in the corner. I think it's the right corner. That will show you that you can go watch it, kind of get an idea of what I might of that genre a bit. This is gonna be by the same artist, Yami. I am really looking forward to doing this one. I really like the idea, the concept I have for this thing. I have plans to meet with the producer this coming weekend, so I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I have an idea for the budget, possible locations. I don't want to get too deep into that yet. We'll talk about that when we actually, start hammering all this out. I aim to get this film filmed in the summer. Hopefully we do. I would love for that, so at least I have something prepared later down the line, although I've got a couple other things to prepare for, so I have plans, so we will, of course, get to that when we get to that. I will link the song in the description so you can listen to it. I might even put it, I think it's this corner, actually. I'll even probably put an annotation for it up here for you to go check it out, if I remember to do that. We've got nothing in pre-production at the moment. No films in production. But on to post. So, this first one up in post-production is a important film to me. Before I get into the quick rundown of this film, let's get into the logline of this film. The film is called Misunderstanding. It is a sci-fi romance film set in the year 2110. It follows an autistic male named Boris who falls in love with an AI android named Mary Jane. Now, AI androids have a humanoid appearance, can mimic emotions, and think for themselves. As the film goes on, Boris has to not just deal with the day-to-day, the challenges that come with being in a relationship, but also the day-to-day challenges that come with having autism. This film means a lot to me. So now that you have an idea of what the story is going to be, let me give you a quick rundown of what went into making this film. I'm going to try to keep this as brief as possible, but a lot has happened since I've been working on this. So, back in the beginning of the year 2022, I was working on another short film. It was my first one, actually, and the director was a student in my film program, and he was making this for himself, not for a class, and that gave me the idea of doing one myself. With that, I started thinking of an idea, and I found this great piece of advice: find whatever you're curious or passionate about, and find people to help you put it on the screen. Now, I am passionate about science fiction. I love the genre so much. You're probably going to see me do a lot of science fiction films. Don't worry, that's just who I am. And I've always been curious about being in love, being in a romantic relationship, so I decided to combine the two into one idea, named Misunderstanding. So, with that, I started kind of figuring out the idea. A roommate of mine, a suite mate of mine, to be more correct, suggested doing it for my senior film, which luckily later down the line in 2022, I was slated to start working on that, so I did. I shelved it for a bit until that class, late August, early September, we started working on ideas, and I'm like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this film. Started writing it all throughout the fall semester. Got it written. Then found a producer. We started working on it in December, late December, early January, and a lot of stuff happened. I am not going to get into all the problems we had during pre-production, but a lot happened. And I'm just amazed at how this film has come together. I really love this idea, as I've said already, I know, but I can't stress it enough. I love this film. A lot of highs and lows of pre-production, like losing my producer, feeling he can't do it, and I had to get somebody else, losing actors, not able to lock down locations, changing DPs. It was a lot, but I have to say it has come out really well, and it is still not done yet. After we filmed near the kind of late in the into the semester, we got into post. We got it all edited. VFX were still being worked on. Coloring was still being worked on. Sound design needed to be finished, and we didn't even have our proper score made. We just talked to the composers, being like, "Hey kids, okay, we use some of your music for this," and they're like, "Sure." So we did that. And it premiered at my college's film festival in Complete, and it won a couple awards, won Best Romance, won Best VFX, really well done. Throughout the year, I tried to get post done. I was trying to get it done before the end of the want to try to get it done before the end of the year. I found a colorist, find footage for it, get the missing footage for it. I had one of my hard drives, got that. Went with all that, had to find a VFX artist, and we're actually at that stage now. We're now at the VFX stage. The VFX is coming out beautiful. I will have a couple shots, a couple stills of the VFX up on screen. Like I said, I love how they're coming out. They're looking beautiful. I can't wait for you all to see this thing completed. I can't wait for it to be completed. It is... And this film is currently slated for a spring of 2025 release window. I'm not exactly sure when. I might do it on the same day it premiered or around the same time it premiered at my school film festival, but we'll see. I'm not sure there. But we'll go from there. With everything covered for Misunderstanding, now let's go on to our next film in post. Filling up a canvas. Filling up a canvas documents what it takes to go from start to finish on making a painting. I did this for one of my classes back at my college, and I really liked how it came out, and I figured let's share this. I need to add the intro, outro, and credits. I also need to work on getting a trailer made, but I'll update you all on that when that happens. I am planning to release it late summer, early fall. I will be updating you guys more when we get those. When we know for sure when it's going to be released. So stay tuned for that. You do not want to miss that out. And if you're curious about this or any of the films I've already mentioned, or that are coming up, please hit the subscribe. You do not want to miss what we've got coming up. We've got a number of cool films that I can't wait to do. So, and with that little plug out of the way, let's go on to our last film in post. Talking Autism is a documentary that goes into the POV of an autistic individual. This film is one that I also did for the same class I did for Filling Up a Canvas. I liked how this one came out as well. I figured let's get this one out as well, and I'm really looking forward to making it. Releasing it. Releasing it. I need to now just add the intro, outro, and credits as well. I also have to work on a trailer. I will update you all when that comes out as well, or when that's slated to be released. And it will be coming out in the late fall. So, with post now covered, let us get on to what is ready to be released. Well, actually, no. Let's correct that. What has been released, actually, Focus just released 33 minutes ago from me recording this. But yeah, so Focus is a experimental short film that follows a man's trip through a journey brought on by the spice. It is pretty much released. I've made the director's commentary. That is ready to go as well. And I would comment on how it's doing, but I haven't really looked at that yet. So with that mentioned, with Focus now being released and all that wonderfulness, now let's get on to the development tracker. The development tracker is basically set up so I can kind of show you guys what's being worked on, where we're at with certain things, and you know where we're at, essentially. You will know what we're at and how it's coming together, essentially. So, with that, you can kind of see here, we've got Bad Neighbors. The music video is reached development. We're just getting ready to go do the meeting. Once we do that, we'll be good to go. You can see we've got our pre-development date, our start date. I started this back in February. Development date is starting, on that date. So yeah, that's the plan there. I've kind of color-coded all the dates, so you can kind of see. We've got the 3 untitled films. As mentioned, those are in pre-development. The 3 films that are in post. And what has been released. You can see we have not just Focus, but also Big Business and Raising Autism, which those have been released. And with that, let us really quickly look at the release tracker. So, you can kind of see how films have been doing. I have this. I have the release date, how many views it got on its first day, its first week, and the first month. I feel like it's a good idea to kind of see how a film is performing and go from there. You can see how Raising Autism and Big Business performed. Raising Autism started off slow, and then grew real quickly, and then kind of teetered out, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. Big Business, on the other hand, started quick, then leveled out quite quick. It slowly got more views. All right, it slowly got more views. Focus, we'll have to see in the next development log, which will be 2 weeks from now. We will have at least the first data for the first day and the first week, and then in the one after. Then in the one from a month from now, we will have the info on how it's done in the first month. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little development log. I am really excited to be doing these now. I feel like it's good to let you guys know what we're working on so you are aware, and we can, I feel good doing these because then I can be able to show you guys what I'm working on. You guys have an idea what's going on behind the scenes. You're not just waiting for the next film. And I'm just real happy to be doing this. This is actually really exciting, I will say. So yeah, with that, I think that is it for this development log. I hope you all enjoyed this. I enjoyed making this. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. Turn on notifications if you do not want to miss what's coming up. And if you enjoyed this, please hit the like button. It helps us grow. We're a small, independent film studio, and any comment helps us out a lot. So please, if you can subscribe and like, that'd be greatly appreciated. And with that, I think that's it. So, I've been Damien, the owner and operator of DK Film Studios, and I am signing off. I will see you all in the next one.